In 2026, 10 Ontario cities are facing an unemployment crisis that could change everything. Some you'll expect, others will shock you. If you live there or know someone who does, this is your warning. The perfect storm, understanding Ontario's job crisis. Before we count down these cities, you need to understand the forces creating this perfect storm. This isn't just about one sector failing or one policy decision. We're witnessing the convergence of multiple economic shockwaves hitting Ontario simultaneously. First, there's the tariff tsunami. When the U.S. administration imposed tariffs on Canadian goods throughout 2025, starting with non-CUSMA compliant goods in March, and steel and aluminum, automobiles, auto parts, copper, and softwood lumber, Ontario's export-dependent cities felt the impact immediately. These weren't just numbers on a spreadsheet. These were real jobs, real families, real communities torn apart. Second, we're dealing with a population growth paradox. Cities like Windsor experienced rapid population growth, drawn by promises of economic prosperity and affordable living. But here's the cruel irony. Job creation couldn't keep pace. You had more people flooding into these cities just as employment opportunities were contracting. The math doesn't work. It never did. Third, there's the structural shift. Ontario's unemployment rate climbed from a near-record low of 5.0% in April 2023 to 7.9% by December 2025. That's a 58% increase in just over 10.5 years. The Greater Toronto Area hit 9.0% unemployment. These aren't temporary blips, they're warning signals of fundamental economic transformation. And, perhaps most disturbing, is the rise in long-term unemployment. It's one thing to be out of work for a few weeks while you transition between jobs. It's entirely different when you're unemployed for 6 months, a year, or longer. Long-term unemployment rose by nearly 20% across Ontario through 2025, meaning thousands of skilled workers are sitting on the sidelines, watching their expertise become obsolete, their savings evaporate, and their career prospects dim with each passing month. This creates a vicious cycle. The longer you're unemployed, the harder it becomes to get hired, which leads to longer unemployment periods. When entire cities experience this simultaneously, you don't just have an employment crisis, you have a community crisis. Number 10. Peterborough. The hidden struggle. Let's start our countdown with a city that doesn't always make headlines but is quietly struggling. Peterborough. With a population of approximately 86,000 in the city proper and 140,000 in the greater area, Peterborough has long been known as a charming city on the Otonabee River, home to Trent University and a historically diverse economy. But in 2026, Peterborough is facing an unemployment rate hovering around 8.5%. Significantly above the provincial average and climbing steadily. What's happening in Peterborough is a microcosm of challenges facing mid-sized Ontario cities. The manufacturing sector, which once employed thousands of Peterborough residents at companies like General Electric and Quaker Oats, has been shrinking for years. While GE still maintains a presence, the massive layoffs and downsizing of the past decade have left deep scars. The closure of major employers sent shockwaves through the community, and the replacement jobs simply haven't materialized at the same wage levels or with the same benefits. Workers who once earned middle-class incomes with high school diplomas now find themselves competing for service sector positions that pay a fraction of what they once made. The city has tried to reinvent itself as a technology and innovation hub, leveraging its university population and quality of life advantages. There are bright spots: small tech startups, green energy initiatives, and tourism development. But these new economy jobs require different skill sets than what displaced manufacturing workers possess, and they're not being created fast enough to absorb everyone looking for work. Peterborough also faces a geographic challenge. It's close enough to Toronto that some employers view it as a bedroom community other than an economic center in its own right, but far enough away that daily commuting isn't practical for most workers. This leaves Peterborough in an uncomfortable middle ground, not quite urban, not quite rural, and struggling to define its economic identity. The youth unemployment situation in Peterborough is particularly concerning. Young graduates from Trent University often leave the city immediately after graduation because career opportunities in their field simply don't exist locally. This brain drain means Peterborough is losing its best and brightest at precisely the moment when it needs innovative thinkers to help drive economic renewal. The city's aging population combined with youth out migration creates a demographic time bomb that will only intensify unemployment challenges in the coming years. Number 9. St. Catharines. Manufacturing decline and economic identity crisis. Catharines, with a population of 133,000, is located in Ontario's Niagara region, near the U.S. border and within one of Canada's most famous wine-producing areas. The city faces an unemployment rate of 8.8% in 2026. On paper, St. Catharines has many advantages: proximity, the trade routes, vibrant tourism potential, and institution such as Brock University. Yet these advantages have not translated into broad economic success. Historically, St. Catharines relied heavily on manufacturing, particularly automotive parts. General Motors and other manufacturers provided thousands of well-paying, year-round jobs. When the GM plant closed, over 1,500 skilled workers were displaced. These jobs were not just low-skill positions, they included tradespeople, engineers, and technical support staff. The loss created an economic void that seasonal tourism and small service sector jobs cannot fully fill. Tourism, especially related to the Niagara wine region, has grown, but seasonal roles such as servers, winery staff, or guides pay $16, $18 per hour, far below the $30, $40 per hour typical of manufacturing jobs. Healthcare employment, anchored by Niagara Health, offers more stability but insufficient scale to absorb displaced workers. Brock University contributes to the economy, but primarily produces graduates who often leave the region, further limiting economic renewal. Trade tensions with the U.S. complicate St. Catharines' position. Businesses reliant on cross-border commerce face increased costs and uncertainty, which has slowed investment and job creation. While the city has attempted to diversify, it faces an identity problem. Niagara Falls dominates tourism, Niagara-on-the-Lake attracts upscale visitors, and St. Catharines struggles to differentiate itself economically. Number 8. Brantford. Growth without jobs. Brantford, known historically as the telephone city, has a population of approximately 104,000 and an unemployment rate projected at 9%. The city faces a disconnect between labor supply and available jobs. Like other mid-sized Ontario cities, Brantford has seen the decline of its industrial base, leaving thousands of workers displaced. Replacement sectors, primarily warehousing, logistics, and distribution, have grown, leveraging the city's location along Highway 403 between Toronto and Windsor. These jobs, however, often pay lower wages and offer limited career advancement. Rapid population growth worsens unemployment. Brantford has become an attractive location for residents priced out of Toronto or Hamilton. While housing is more affordable, the local job market has not expanded proportionally. Job seekers now compete in a saturated market, exacerbating unemployment and underemployment. Skills mismatches create additional challenges. Advanced manufacturing and technology roles require technical expertise that many displaced workers lack. Retraining programs exist, but they require time and financial investment, leaving workers in a difficult position. Indigenous communities, particularly the Six Nations of the Grand River, face systemic barriers that elevate unemployment rates further. Brantford exemplifies the tension between opportunity and accessibility. Jobs exist, but many cannot access them due to skills gaps, while other residents must accept positions below their qualifications. Number 7. Sarnia. Chemical Valleys, Contractions Area, a city of 72,000 at the southern tip of Lake Huron, is known as Chemical Valley due to its concentration of petrochemical facilities and refineries. The city faces an unemployment rate of 9.3%, and historically, Sarnia's economy was robust, supported by unionized petrochemical and refinery jobs. Global trends, including shifts to renewable energy, automation, and industry consolidation, consolidation have reduced employment. Plants now operate with leaner workforces, leaving fewer roles for skilled workers. Cross-border trade and regulatory changes have compounded challenges, creating uncertainty and slowing investment. Sarnia's small size and geographic isolation make economic diversification difficult. Environmental concerns, including pollution perceptions, hinder efforts to attract clean technology or knowledge-based industries. The city's identity remains heavily tied to petrochemicals, limiting its ability to pivot. Youth out-migration and limited entrepreneurship contribute to the cycle of decline, perpetuating long-term structural unemployment. Number 6. Thunder Bay. Distance as a barrier. Thunder Bay, population 108,000, is Ontario's most geographically isolated major city, located on Lake Superior. Unemployment is near 9.5%. Historically, the city thrived as a transportation hub and resource extraction center, with forestry, mining, and port operations providing substantial employment. Automation, market volatility, and mill closures have drastically reduced opportunities. Geographic isolation over 700 kilometers from Toronto limits integration into provincial and global economic networks. The Indigenous population faces particularly high unemployment rates due to systemic barriers. Young residents often leave for post-secondary education and do not return, resulting in a brain drain that further limits economic potential. Thunder Bay illustrates the compounded challenges of isolation, demographic shifts, and industrial decline. Number 5. Oshawa, the Motor Cities, population 175,000. Long known as Canada's Motor City, faces unemployment above 9.8%. The city's economy has historically revolved around General Motors and its supply chain. While GM production resumed in 2021 after previous closures, employment levels are a fraction of historic highs. The closure and downsizing of plants disrupted the supply chain, affecting hundreds of related businesses. Diversification efforts lag. Proximity to Toronto, while offering opportunities, also creates competition for investment and talent. Beyond economic loss, the decline has psychological impacts. Generations of workers identified their careers with automotive manufacturing. The loss of identity, stability, and middle-class security has increased stress, substance abuse, and mental health challenges. Number 4. Sault Ste. Marie, population 73,000, faces unemployment near 10%. The city has relied on Algoma steel for over a century. Global overcapacity, foreign competition, tariff uncertainty, and shifts toward greener steel production have led to layoffs and restructuring. Geographic isolation, a small population, and seasonal tourism employment limit alternatives. Young residents leave for education and jobs elsewhere, contributing to an aging population and workforce shortage. Efforts at revitalization and small business promotion are ongoing, but have not offset industrial job losses. Number 3. London, a diversified economy under stress, population 422,000. Has unemployment exceeding 10.2%. Despite a seemingly diversified economy including manufacturing, healthcare, insurance, and education, manufacturing closures have displaced thousands. Population growth has saturated the job market, creating competition and wage suppression. Healthcare and education sectors cannot absorb all displaced workers. Universities produce talent that often migrates away, limiting local economic benefit. Tech startups are insufficient in scale to replace lost industrial jobs. London highlights the challenges of structural unemployment even in a diversified city. Number 2. Sudbury, mining at a crossroads, population 166,000, faces unemployment around 10.8%. Largely due to the decline in mining employment. Automation, global commodity volatility, and corporate decision-making have reduced labor demand. Diversification efforts, including Science North, downtown, revitalization, universities, and healthcare, cannot replace mining's economic foundation. Geographic isolation, aging population, and brain drain exacerbate the city's challenges. Sudbury remains highly dependent on a single sector, making it vulnerable to global economic fluctuations. Number 1. Windsor, Ontario's unemployment population to 130,000 faces the highest unemployment rate in Ontario at 11.2%. The city's economy has long depended on automotive manufacturing and integration with Detroit, Michigan. Transformations in the automotive industry shift to electric vehicles, automation, consolidation have eliminated thousands of well-paying union jobs. U.S. tariffs on Canadian automotive products and raw materials have compounded the problem, forcing some manufacturers to relocate operations across the Detroit River. Windsor's population growth has intensified unemployment. New residents, including immigrants seeking opportunity, find jobs scarce and often low-paying, such as warehouse or retail positions. Casino, hospitality, and service sector employment cannot replace lost industrial wages. The proximity to Detroit, once an advantage, now highlights lost opportunity, as residents see economic prosperity just across the border, but cannot legally access it. Conclusion: Ontario stands at a crossroads. The 10 cities Windsor, Sudbury, London, Sault Ste. Marie, Oshawa, Thunder Bay, Sarnia, Brantford, St. Catharines, and Peterborough have contributed enormously to the province's prosperity over decades. Allowing them to decline would waste generations of investment, infrastructure, and human capital. The unemployment crisis of 2026 demands action. Policymakers, businesses, and communities must collaborate to diversify economies, invest in skills development, and create sustainable employment. Ontario's choice today will define its economic and social trajectory for decades. High unemployment is not inevitable. Strategic intervention and revitalize these communities, restore hope, and ensure prosperity reaches